Last 4 overs when India was batting, I mean, those 19 runs cost us a match.
As many, yes, as many runs as you can, and that was an area where we could not, we couldn't capitalize on that. But also at the same time, we'll have to give credit to the Sri Lankan bowlers. I think they executed their plans brilliantly. They were looking for wide Yorkers, and all the balls were perfect wide Yorkers. I think they only bowled maybe one wide or something, but other than that, they were right on mark, which made it further more difficult for our batsmen to score freely.
MS, hard luck today, but looking at the tournament, you must be really proud of the way the players have performed in the tournament.
Well, I think so. Overall, if you see the whole tournament, I think we played really well, right from the practice matches, and it was evident from the fact that we didn't have too many changes in our side, as the tournament progressed. So yes, overall, very happy with how everybody performed. Spinners contributed when there was a bit of turn for them, throughout the tournament. More often than not, they bowled well, and Virat, he has been brilliant for us last 1.5 years, even more. He's someone who has been very consistent.
MS, did you ever try to send an instruction to Yuvraj, considering the way he was struggling to middle the ball?
No, he was trying. The thing is, he's trying. That's the most you can do.
Hi, MS. Especially in the limited over format, you seem to be the captain that comes up in the order when the occasion is large. Was there ever a thought in your mind to come up number 4 in the lineup instead of ahead of Yuvraj like you did in the 2011 final?
No, if you see our batting lineup, most of the batsmen are really the good T20 batsmen, and we only have one, somebody like a Suresh Raina who can go in and really start hitting from the very first ball, which means most of the other batsmen, they like to spend a bit of time and then play the big shots, and that's the more reason why we want UV at 4 and then Suresh Raina at 5. And also this game, what has happened is 2 right-handers were batting at that point of time, so you wanted a left-right combination, which makes it slightly difficult for the bowlers to execute their plans, and that was the reason why we had UV. His batting slot is number 4, so that was the reason behind it. And after that, we wanted to keep a left-right combination, but the last 2 overs I said, okay, let's go and try something.
MS, at the break, India were probably 15-20 runs short of what you probably would have expected. So what was the mood in the dressing room like? Were you a bit disappointed with not reaching the total you would have reached?
You always have to see whether your opposition they played better cricket than you, or whether it was your fault. And in this case, I thought they executed their plans well, but at the same time, yes, there was a bit of disappointment. But also, one of the fact was, we were able to defend something close to 130 in the Champions Trophy, and in the T20 format, we had one more fielder outside. So we knew we had our chances, but it was like we had to bowl really well. And I felt under the lights, the wicket behaved slightly differently. It started coming on to the bat relatively well, compared to the first innings.
MS, were you at all surprised by Sri Lanka's tactics in this game, in the final, bowling wide Yorkers, employing Nuwan Kulasekara at the end, and maybe promoting Tisara Pereira when it was not probably warranted? It's not something we've seen from Sri Lanka previously in the tournament. Were you caught off guard?
No, not really, because it has been something that Sri Lanka always does. It's just that they executed the plans really well. You can see the history of Sri Lankan cricket. Whenever they are playing, they go for the wide Yorkers. Malinga is someone who loves to bowl his Yorkers. And I think this game was slightly different because their plan, the execution was so good that you can see what was really happening. So it's something that they keep on doing, and you may be noticing it now because it's a World Cup finals. But otherwise, they are a side that keep doing all this stuff, and they are fantastic. They keep changing their plans when needed.
You have always believed in giving long rope to your players. Where do you see from here on, where do you see Yuvraj Singh fitting in this team? Because others have been performing pretty consistently, from Jadeja, Ashwin to Raina. So where do you see Yuvraj, one success between 4-5 failures, where do you see him?
Well, it's today is a big day, so let's not talk about selection, because as of now, today is the last day of the, you can say effectively, our season ends today, the Indian cricketing calendar. And now we go into the domestic with all these IPL and everything. So let's not talk about selections as of now, and we'll see when it comes.
Skipper, not talking about selection, but there's obviously disappointment when a player in your side doesn't do as well as he can, and then there will be anger among the fans. How do you try and keep his spirits up at a time like this?
Well, I can tell you one thing, you talk about anger in the fans and all, it's always the individual who's more disappointed than the fans because, as an individual, as if you're a player, you go through more because you have your own expectation and everything else. So I think that's not really the statement we should talk about because yes, fans get angry, but you should also think about the individual. Nobody really wants to play bad cricket. At times people say he dropped a catch or this guy did a misfield. In front of 40,000 people, you don't really want to do any misfield or miss a catch. But it happens, that's part and parcel of the game. And we have seen it happen to some of the international athletes, not only cricketers. So let's get rid of it. UV tried his best. It was an off day for him. And at the same time, it's not easy for a batsman to straight away go in and start slogging. So maybe it was an off day for him and, that's how it goes.
My defending 130, obviously your best bet lay in early wickets. Any temptation to bowl Ashwin up front with the new ball?
Well, that was the thing, if I had used him up front, then there was no one in the middle overs, to really capitalize because yes, it was important for us to take wickets, when we started off. But at the same time, you had to see there are lots of left-handers in the team, which meant, with more fielders outside, if Ashwin was bowling, it could get us more wickets. So I wanted more overs from him in the middle overs after the first 6. But I was pushed to bowl him. The fast bowlers went for a bit of runs. That's why I brought him. I got a wicket. And then, I had to keep shuffling the bowlers, and that has been the case. So, there was a thought, but at the same time, you have to weigh everything else. And I thought, when the batsmen, they are looking to play the big shot, that's the time I'll try to bring him, and he'll get me wickets.
You said Yuvraj tried his best and he will be the one who will be the most disappointed compared to anyone else. But from a team point of view, would you say that his innings robbed India of the momentum they would have wanted at that critical stage?
It's a team thing, let's not talk about individuals.
Thank you very much.